Today is a special day of remembrance. These are three of my favorite pictures of my father. He volunteered for the Navy in World War II and he served as a naval pilot. He was very fortunate to come home from the war and to start a family and to enjoy a career and to have a wonderful life. However, so many Americans didn't return from that war. They lost their lives serving our country. And so many more gave their lives in the previous wars and in the wars and conflicts that have happened since. Today is the day when we pause to remember each of them and to remember their sacrifice on our behalf. In Scripture, in the Gospel of John, Jesus tells us, "Greater love has no one than he who lays down his life for his friends." Of course, Jesus knew the role that he was to play, and he was willing to lay down his life for his friends, for his disciples then and his disciples now, for us. From the birth of our country until now, people have paid a high price to give us the gift of freedom. Freedom is a gift. It's a treasure, and it's a gift that is far too often taken for granted. The gift of freedom and liberty, the gift of a government that is by the people, for the people. Well, those are precious gifts that come with a high price, that come from sacrifice. These are the things that many brave men and women were willing to fight hard battles and to sacrifice their lives in order that we may enjoy these things today. Every year when we hear America the Beautiful on this day, I'm always struck by that third verse that says, "O beautiful for heroes proved with liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life." Throughout the span of our country, men and women have shown the greater love, and they've laid down their lives for their friends, their friends in their day, and for all of us who came after. So we take time to remember today and to say a prayer of gratitude for the many who have been willing to pay the great price for our freedom. May God help us to live so courageously. May we follow the brave examples of those who have gone before us. On June 8th of 1783, as he served as Commander-in-Chief, General George Washington was in his headquarters at Newburgh, New York, and there he penned a prayer for the new country that was about to form and for all that had served. Now, at Mount Vernon, when they lay the wreath each day at the graves of George and Martha Washington, this prayer is read aloud. General Washington prayed, "I now make it my earnest prayer that God would have our states in his holy protection, that he would incline the hearts of the citizens to cultivate a spirit of subordination and obedience to government, to entertain a brotherly affection and love for one another, for their fellow citizens, for the fellow citizens of our states at large, and particularly for the brethren who have served in the field. And finally, that he would most graciously be pleased to dispose us all to do justice, to love mercy, and to demean ourselves with that charity, humility, and pacific temper of mind, which were the characteristics of the divine author of our blessed religion. And without an humble imitation of whose example of these things, we can never hope to be a happy nation." Thank you for pausing to remember today and to give thanks to God for the service and the sacrifice of those who have gone before us. May God bless you today, and I hope that this is a happy and a safe and a sacred Memorial Day for you and your family.